Hi guys, I'm Ashley, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about some books that I read because of the internet. This is actually part of a May Bookish challenge that's on Tumblr, but the point of this particular book challenge is to not just take pictures but also write and do films and draw and do other kinds of media to answer the bookish question for the month. And this bookish challenge is hosted by a Queennovella and Seduced by Books on Tumblr. They also have a joint booktube channel called Seduced by Novellas, and I will leave a link to both of their blogs and their booktube channel down below in the description. So this particular challenge is from day 3 of the May Bookish challenge, and it is 5 books that Booklr, Bookstagram, or Booktube made you read, and I'm going to do 5 books from Booklr and 5 books from Booktube in today's video. So first are the 5 books that Booklr made me want to read, and the first of these is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Originally it was Mary from Books and Cookies who made me want to read this series. She was raving about it all the time as she was reading it. She just kept posting about it and how much she loved it, and she has really great taste in books and tends to fall in love with the same characters I fall in love with, and I always trust Mary's judgment. I was intrigued by the type of posts that she was making, both reblogs and her own original thoughts. That was what originally got me started wanting to read them, and then once I saw her reading them, I saw everybody was reading them. It's all over Tumblr. People have their ships who they ship with the main character, and it's really interesting to see like who's in what camp. I personally am Team Kale. I think we already know this. This is probably like the 3rd or 4th video where I've talked about Kale, so if you didn't know, now you know. The second book that Booklr made me read is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. Again, this is originally and mainly attributed to Mary from Books and Cookies. She, again, was doing updates as she read the book, and then I did some research on it, and it was about a teen who has a mental illness, and since mental illness is something that I can relate to, it's present in my life very, very much so, I knew that I had to pick it up. Originally, I borrowed it from the library, and then I had to have my own copy because I just loved it so much, and I really wanted to like annotate it. I also wanted my mom to read it, so it was inevitable that I was going to get my own copy. As I read it, I looked for posts about it on Tumblr and wanted to have my love for it furthered by connecting with other people who have also read it. The third book that Booklr made me read is Anna and the French Kiss, all 3 of the Anna and the French Kiss books, and this was kind of a disappointment, and I won't spend too much time explaining why because I know I have in previous videos. But everybody adores this book. They have their favorite couple and their favorite book. For me, my favorite was Josh and Isla. That was the only book that I liked in the series, truly, so that's why they're my favorite couple. But everybody posts about Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door and Isla and the Happily Ever After, and so like I was like, what's the big deal? So I did it, and I did not like it as much as I thought I would. Fourth, we have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. A lot of people related to Kath from Fangirl on Tumblr because she's a fangirl, obviously. Way to state the obvious there, Ashley. She was always, you know, being talked about on Tumblr, and that book was being talked about. So I just wanted to give it a try because I saw so much fan art about it and so much other posts about it. I will say that I am glad I read it because I never would have known how I felt about it, and I didn't want to just go based on other people's opinions, so I am glad I took the time to read it and find out if I liked it for myself. And lastly is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. A lot of people were posting pictures specifically of this book on Tumblr when it came out and as they were reading it, and I had a couple people specifically come into my ask box on Tumblr and tell me I should read it, so I finally took the plunge and read it and was absolutely engaged and loved it. I thought it was an amazing story with wonderful lead characters who had interesting personalities. It subverted expectations. I can't say anything but good things about it. So I am really thankful that all those pictures were around for so long and that those individuals came to me and told me specifically to read it. And now for the 5 books that Booktube made me read. The first is I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zusak, and this was actually specifically from Tilly and Her Books. She did a Booktube video about some of her favorite young adult books that people should read. This book was on that list, and I pretty much picked it up like the next day from the library. I read it very, very fast, and the way she had described it was completely accurate and made me very interested in the story. It seemed really original and interesting, and it was. It was very cool introspection on life and human nature, and I can now say that it's actually on my list of like top 20 YA contemporaries that you should read, because I know that a lot of people reach for The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak kind of instinctively, since so many people talk about it and it's a book-related book, but I think that you should not pass up I Am the Messenger, because it is also a very well done novel. Next is Morning Glories, and I don't remember the author or illustrator of this graphic novel series, I'm sorry. I did originally see Morning Glories on Annie's booktube channel called Bloom TV. She did like a couple comic books in a row on this particular booktube video, and I was starting to get more into graphic novels. I wanted to kind of get out of the reading rut I was in. I had been reading a lot of the same things over and over again, and so I wanted something a little different. And this did really take me out of my reading rut. It was completely different. This group of teenagers who all have the same birthday, and they're all taken from their homes for this amazing scholastic opportunity because they're told that they are accelerated individuals. There's a lot of convoluted stories and crisscross plot lines, and so it is a very involved series, and I'm so happy that I picked it up. The next book that BookTube made me want to read is When We Collided by Emery Lord. This is a YA contemporary novel that a couple of booktubers have read. The main one out of all of the booktubers that did reviews of it that made me want to read it was Jesse the Reader. I always enjoy his videos, and he had a book talk specifically about this book, and I just really enjoyed it, and it made me want to read it, and it was a great book. It was a just solid contemporary novel, and I really highly recommend it. The next one is Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman. This is a YA Western novel. So this book was on Poland Bananas Books. I believe around December she had mentioned that she had got it in a book haul from Barnes & Noble, and she picked it up purely because of the cover, and who can blame her? It's absolutely gorgeous. And so after I saw the cover of it on her channel, I decided I wanted to go and try it too, and I did, and it did not disappoint. I am currently looking for more YA Western novels. Kind of hard for me to find some, but this made me really want to read more of this genre. So the last book that was influenced by BookTube is the graphic novel series Rat Queens. I actually haven't started this graphic novel series yet. I own the first 3 volumes of it, but I haven't started it yet, so I can't really say that BookTube made me read it, but I will say that BookTube made me want to buy it. I'm planning on reading it, not this month, but definitely in June. I cannot wait any longer to read this series. I've been hearing amazing things about it. Apparently it's got some kick-ass female characters, and apparently it's getting turned into a TV show, and I don't know what else I need to kick my butt into gear and read the first 3 volumes. Like, I have them already. Why am I not reading them? And that's it. Those are some of the books that the internet has inspired me to read, both on YouTube and on Tumblr. Let me know what you guys think of the books that I picked, and if you've read any of them, and if Booklr or BookTube has made you read any books, let me know also in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you next time. Happy reading!